Hey yo guys, what is up? Welcome back to another video on the MTG Nerds channel. Before we hop into this, no, I'm not wearing the same clothes for 3 days in a row. I recorded the last 3 videos all at the same time on the same day. So, no, I'm not a crazy person. I don't wear the same clothes if you've watched the previous videos. So, with that being said, make sure you subscribe and like the video before we hop into this. And if you want to support the channel even more, other than just subscribing and like the video, that would be greatly appreciated. You can check out our Patreon for the best way to support the channel directly, or you can check out merch and get something back for yourself. Now, let's hop into this. But before we do, I kept out all rares and mythics off of these lists because the odds of you getting the rare or mythic you need in this release or draft or whatever you're doing, any limited setting, the odds of you getting the rare or mythic you need are very, very slim. So I kept it to just uncommons and commons, stuff that you're more likely to pull during your limited events. So, with that being said, let's hop into this. Our first card is going to be Dream Shaper Shaman. This card will be amazing in pre-release. If you get a bomb in your deck, you can search through your deck until you hit that card, and basically, it's game over at that point. Not only that, it's a 5/4 creature in and of itself, making this a great heavy hitter for your deck. This is going to be an amazing card because you can basically filter through your deck until you hit a bomb you need, or it itself is basically a bomb. It's a 5/4 creature. I mean, it's really good. So I'd highly recommend playing this one if you're running red, because big creatures are key in pre-release and draft because you need a way to be able to wrap up the game. So I'd definitely recommend playing this one in your red deck. Next up is going to be Escape Velocity. This is a great card for pre-release as well. Running 2 or 3 copies with a couple bombs in your deck could be great to help wrap up a game due to the haste ability, especially for only 1 red. Giving something haste is going to be great. Of course, the rest of the card is great too, but especially for only 1 red mana, but giving something haste will be great if you can play a huge creature and then give it haste, and then boom, maybe when your opponent doesn't have any blockers open because they thought you wouldn't be able to play anything, you just hit them for like 6, maybe 7 damage with haste. So an amazing combo card, I guess, but it's basically a great card itself too. It doesn't have to be comboed with a huge creature. You can put it on a 2/2, a 3/2, whatever you want, but it's definitely a good card, and I would definitely recommend running it in red. Next up is Infuriate. Red is known for its combos. Red is known for its combat tricks, and I definitely recommend keeping to that theme with this card. This would be a great way to infuriate your opponents. Okay, I'm sorry. Anyways, this is a great card for both combat tricks and hitting for extra damage. Just using this card could almost be used as a removal spell during combat. These pump up cards are always great, and I highly recommend them. So you could basically pump up your creature during combat if they attacked you with a giant creature and you don't appear to have any big blockers. You could pop this guy on it and then surprise block them, and then boom, their creature's dead. Maybe you had to trade with it, but it's definitely a good trade cost, or maybe you got it big enough to the point where it didn't have to die, and you just got rid of a huge threat on their board because they thought you wouldn't have anything to block it with that would kill it. So definitely recommend playing this card. Next up is Hero of the Games. For 2 and a red, you get a 3/2 creature, which is already decent, but whenever you cast a spell that targets it, all creatures get +1/+0 until end of turn, which means instants, sorceries, enchantment, auras all trigger this ability. So if you're running auras, I highly recommend running a couple of these bad boys in your deck, especially with something like Infuriate, like we just mentioned. During combat, you could give it +3/+2 and give everything else +2, +0/+1. So definitely a great card to have. Pumping up your creatures like this is going to be an awesome ability to have on your side of the field because, you know, making your creatures stronger is always a great thing for any Magic format, but specifically pre-release and draft, it's even better. So I definitely recommend playing this one because, like I said, pumping up your creatures is always a great strategy. Next up, similar to Hero of the Games, we have Heroes of the Revel. Similar to the last one, like I said, 4 and a red, you get a 4/4 creature and a 1/1 token that can't block. And whenever you target it with a spell, all creatures get +1/+0 until end of turn, just like the other card. Definitely some value to be had with cards like Infuriate, like I said, and other instants and aura spells. So definitely a good card to maybe run both of, have Heroes of the Revel and Hero of the Games, to be able to pump your creatures up even more often and have a better chance of being able to trigger the ability. So highly recommend playing this card. I think it's going to be a good option, good route to go in pre-release, and I think it's going to be pretty powerful. Next up, an Axe Hardened in the Forge. This card could be huge on your board for only 1 and 2 red. Imagine having a 5/3 creature for only 3 mana on turn 3. That could be amazing. And not only that, whenever a creature you control dies, it rewards you by either giving you 1 or 2 tokens depending on its power. So this is a great card. You're guaranteed to get a 2/3 creature for 2. You're guaranteed to get a 2/3 creature for 3, plus have its extra ability because the 2 red devotion from itself is going to trigger it. So you're guaranteed to have a 2/3 creature, but you could also end up with you'll most likely have other stuff on the field, allowing it to get even bigger. Next is Omen of the Forge. For only one in a red, you can deal 2 damage to any target, whether this is your opponent or a creature they control. Hitting a creature or them isn't too bad at all, and it's at instant speed. And later on, you can scry and get yourself set up for later turns. This is a great enchantment to have on the field because it triggers your devotion. It does damage, so it's either a removal spell or just hurting your opponent. And then you can scry and set up your draws for the next couple turns, or maybe just get rid of cards that you don't need off the top of your library. So definitely a good card to run, especially for the cheap cost of only 2 mana. Next up is Careless Celebrant. For 1 and a red, you get a 2/1 creature, and when it dies, it deals 2 damage to target creature, planeswalker, and opponent controls. That's insane. Which means you can hit them for 2 once or twice, and then kill their 2/2, or 3/2, or 1/2, or whatever, when it dies. This is a super powerful card. It is basically a removal spell and a creature combined for only 2 mana. Not only that, if you block a creature with power 4 toughness, you can do 2 damage to it during blockers, or during combat, and then when it dies, do 2 more damage to it, and it's gone. See ya, big creature eliminated. Such an amazing card. Definitely a great card for red. I would highly recommend playing this one. It's going to be a powerful card. For 2 mana too, like, you might as well just put it in. Like, because why not? And to end this video, I've got one more card, and it's Fateful End. We've got a fateful end to this video, I guess. Okay, I'm sorry. Although it may not be the best removal spell, it's still a removal spell, and removal spells are key and limited. For 2 and a red, I highly recommend playing this card because you can kill quite a bit of creatures in the set with it. A lot of things in this set have toughness 3 or less, so this will kill quite a bit of things. And once it's said and done, you get to scry. So you can set yourself up for your next draw. You can either put a card on the bottom of your library from the top, or you can keep it on top. So you're knowing what you're going to draw, and you can kind of stack your deck to what you need and prioritize. So that's going to wrap up this video. Thank you guys for watching. If you want to see the other colors before you go hit that pre-release, you can check out the rest of the videos from this week. We did white, blue, red, and green in the previous days, and red was the one to wrap it up. So thank you guys for watching. I appreciate your support over the past week and your continuous support in general. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you subscribe and like the video if you're new to the channel, and thank you for my returning viewers. I'll see you guys all in the next video. Peace out, guys. See ya.